In this tutorial, we will learn how to create your first AWS EC2 instance. Step 1. Sign in to the AWS Management Console. Go to aws.amazon.com and sign into your AWS account using your credentials. Step 2. Navigate to the EC2 Dashboard. Once signed in, navigate to the EC2 Dashboard by either searching EC2 in the services list or typing EC2 in the search bar at the top of the console and selecting EC2 from the results. Step 3. Launch Instance. On the EC2 Dashboard, within Resources, click on Instances. At present we have no instances running in this region. I am in Mumbai region. Click on the Launch Instance button. Step 4. Choose an Amazon Machine Image, AMI. Give a name to your virtual machine or instance, e.g., test instance. Select an AMI eligible for the free tier. Look for Ubuntu 22.04 LTS labeled as free tier eligible and x86_64 architecture type. Click on Select. You can choose a Linux or Windows AMI, depending on your preference. Recheck the details of selected Amazon machine image. Step 5. Choose an instance type. Select an instance type eligible for the free tier, such as T2.micro. Step 6. Select an existing key pair or create a new key pair. If you're launching a Linux instance, you'll need to select an existing key pair or create a new key pair for SSH access. If you're launching a Windows instance, you'll need to specify a password for the administrator account. Click on Create Key Pair. Give any name to the key pair. Key pair type is RSA and private key format will be .pem. Click on Create Key Pair button. The private key will be downloaded on your local machine. Step 7. Configure network settings. Network setting include providing VPC, subnet details in which the instance will be created. For now we will keep everything as default in this section and proceed. Step 8. Configure Security Group. In the Configure Security Group step, configure the security group settings to control inbound and outbound traffic to your instance. Ensure that port 22, SSH, is open to your IP address to allow SSH access if you're launching a Linux instance. Step 9. Add storage. In the Add Storage step, you can configure the root volume size and add additional volumes if needed. The root volume size for the T2.micro instance is usually set to 8 GB by default, and we will keep everything default in this section as well. Advanced details we will check in later tutorial. Click on the Launch button to launch your instance. Launch of instance is initiated. Click on the link which is Instance ID. We see the state is pending. In the meantime we will check the metadata or details of our instance. Instance type is T2.micro. Availability zone is AP South 1B. Public IPv4 DNS of our VM. Public IPv4 address of our VM. Monitoring is disabled, security group name, key pair name, launch time. Still the instance is in pending state. We'll refresh the page, and now we see the instance state is running. Click on the instance, check the instance details. Step 10. Access your instance. Once your instance is launched, you can access it using SSH, for Linux instances, or Remote Desktop, for Windows instances, using the provided credentials. Since our instance OS is Ubuntu, we will use SSH to access our instance. Open Terminal on your MacBook. Note, if your local machine is Windows or Linux, same SSH command that we will use on MacBook's terminal can be used from Git Bash for Windows and from terminal on Linux machine to SSH into our AWS instance. Go to the directory where the .pem file resides. It's in my downloads directory. Use the command ssh-i followed by key file name followed by username, which is Ubuntu followed by a public IP address of the instance. Type yes to continue connecting to the instance. Connection failed since the permission on our .pem file is very open. It is required that your private key file is not accessible by others, so we will change the permission on the file to 400, which means read only by owner. Again, try the same SSH command by clicking up arrow. Woohoo! We are in our instance now. Now we can start exploring and experimenting with our EC2 instance. Check the /etc/OS releases file to see your OS details. It is Ubuntu, which is correct. Check amount of free and used memory using free-m command. 949 megabytes, which is approximate 1 GB, which is correct. Next we check CPU using lspul command. 1 CPU, which is correct. Next we check storage using df-h command. It is 7.6 GB for root file system, which approximate 8 GB that we have configured. Check the private IP using IP command or hostname command. Exit to come out of the instance. Step 11. Access the EC2 instance via the browser. Click on the Connect option in your instance. Connection type would be Connect using EC2 Instance Connect. Username is Ubuntu. Click on Connect. This will open a web-based shell interface directly within the AWS Management Console, allowing you to interact with the EC2 instance by your web browser. You can run commands, edit files, and perform other tasks just as you would with an SSH session. That's all for this tutorial. See you in the next one.